Hey there! I decided to go live and see if there were any individuals who wanted to have their channel reviewed. I know we are wrapping up 2024. We're ending on a positive note. And for those of you who see the value, and I'm turning off my phone right now, or the notifications. Sorry about that. For those of you who want to end 2024 on a high note, the value of YouTube, whether you've gotten started or you haven't. Obviously, the channel reviews are for those who have a channel. Even if you haven't been posting on your channel for a while, I can still review it, give you tips on how to reignite it, things that you can do differently. Of course, you want to make sure that your channel is optimized for not just YouTube, but also for Google. That's going to be really important. That's one of the major advantages of being on YouTube, is that what you do with your videos is going to also optimize you in the search results on Google. So huge advantage. You can see in the description that there's a link if you are interested in having your channel reviewed. Go ahead and click that. You do need to complete the form in order for me to review your channel. So that is a prerequisite, of course. I do plan on doing this every Saturday between now and the end of the year. So all of November and all of December. And then I'll evaluate, whether or not I'm going to continue or not. This is my first time doing channel reviews. The form was just created, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago. So I didn't really, it was kind of like one of those things where I'm like, I need to start doing that. And so it's all about just starting messy. And so obviously I didn't have like a week or anything to prepare or promote it. But there's a lot of value in having an outside perspective looking into your channel. Now, if you happen to join this live, or if you happen to watch the replay, you don't have a channel, you might have some questions about YouTube, whether it's about your channel, it's getting started, it's how to optimize it, how to leverage YouTube with all the other content that you might be creating on other platforms, then I would be more than happy to answer those questions. Of course, if you want to jump on a call, then we can do that as well. Like I mentioned in the description, I work with women over 40 who see the value of YouTube, but because of the perception and just the difficulties of how you might leverage YouTube compared to some of the other social media platforms, because YouTube is not a social media platform, it's a search engine. And obviously it's focused on video only. So if you join live, let me know in the comments where you're joining from, and then also what questions that you have. But back to YouTube. So like I said, it's not a social media platform. Obviously, there's engagement opportunities in the comments, but you can't leave direct messages or anything like that with the creators. So that's really the value that you bring in your videos, is all about asking the questions, getting people to engage with your videos. If you're doing live streaming, it makes it a lot easier because you actually get to engage with people in real time, and there's so much value there. So, people can show up, they can ask questions, you can engage with them, you can share information with them, they can share information with you. It gives everyone an opportunity to network as well. And that was one of the huge benefits that I saw with live streaming on YouTube back in 2020 when the pandemic was happening. And if you're not familiar with Pat Flynn, he is the creator or owner of Smart Passive Income. And he decided that one day during the pandemic, he's like, I'm just going to go live. And so it was just like one of those things. Sometimes you just have to start messy and kind of figure things out as you go, kind of like I did with this. Like I said, I didn't plan a week ahead of time. It was either created yesterday or the day before. So we'll see how it goes. I'll continue doing these weekly. And if there's an opportunity to review your channel, answer questions, then of course I'm here for that. But the value that I saw with the live streaming goes back to 2020 with Pat Flynn. So I had been following him already and had, been on different platforms, engaged with his content. But when he started that, it was like a huge opportunity to engage with people from around the world. I actually stay in contact with a few of those people to this day, and here we are 4 years later. So there's so much value in that. And of course, we were all stuck in our homes at that point too, right? So it's all about like, how can I engage with other people? So it really created an opportunity to do that. So what I'm doing is, whether your channel is just videos, if it's a combination of videos, live streams, shorts, if you're leveraging the community tab, which is huge, all of those components work really well together on YouTube. And it is just a way to tap into the plethora of people who are on YouTube every single day. So if you're questioning whether or not your ideal target audience or your ideal clients are actually on YouTube, they are. They may not be creating content, but think of your own user behaviors. Like when you want to learn how to do something, you go to YouTube, right? Now I know the younger generation is going to TikTok. So that's another option. But YouTube is the number one location for people to go. Even if you're searching on Google, you're going to see the YouTube search results as well. And of course, video is being placed and pushed higher in the search results. You may have seen not just the videos, but if you see a video and then you see like a bunch of clips underneath that, then you'll see that each of those clips is going to have like a label or text associated with it. So that YouTube creator decided that when they created that video that they want to create chapters, and that's what those are. So you create chapters, and the text that you associate with each one of those clips in your video becomes optimized as well. So that's why if you're searching for, if there's creators out there that are creating all of these videos on how to create a homegrown garden, then there might be a clip in there for the type of soil that you need, right? So you're like, what type of soil is best? Of course, if you're if you're creating a garden in your house, it might be different than if you're creating it outside. And then soil is different regardless of where you're at. It differs depending on where you're at, like in the world or in the country or wherever else. So all of that is really important. And so if you're saying, what's the soil composition or what type of soil do I need for starting a garden in my home, then there might be a longer video, right, that somebody did, but there might be a clip in there where they talk about that. Now, the difference between adding text for that clip versus not in creating the chapters is that when you create the chapters and you add that text, now that video is going to have a higher chance of being in those search results when someone's actually searching for that one piece of information. So hopefully that makes sense. While I'm doing that, I just want to check this real quick and make sure, see if there's anyone who has submitted anything. If so, then I will bring that up and do that. You don't have to be present when I do the channel reviews. It's helpful just because then as I'm going through your channel, if you have questions, you can ask them in the comments. And it just creates a new opportunity to engage with each other in real time. So instead of leaving a comment and then, depending on when I or someone else comes back to view it, then it can get answered in real time. So that's one of the values. So one of the benefits of going live and having an audience that's going to engage with you. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, please complete the link or the form that I included below in the description for this live stream. And even if you complete it after this video ends or after the live ends, the form is going to be the same one that I use every week. So feel free to go ahead and complete it. And then every Saturday between now and the end of the year, when I go through and do channel reviews, whoever has entered in their information, then I'll go through and I'll do those channel reviews. Now, if I get so many of them that it becomes a challenge to complete them all in one session, I am limiting these during that time to 1 hour. So it'll be whatever I can get done in that 1 hour. And if there's more and more people who are interested in having their channel reviews reviewed, then I'll probably lengthen the amount of time that I spend on each channel up front. And then as there's more and more people who join and want to have their channel reviewed, I'll probably reduce the amount of time spent on each one so that everybody has an opportunity to get their channel reviewed as soon as possible. So if that's something that you're interested in, again, that link is in the description. Complete the form, you'll get added to the list. And then that's the list that I will use every Saturday as my go-to for doing the channel reviews. Now, if of course this is the first time I've done it and I don't have any submissions for that, and the reason why I'm just talking with you now, so that if you're watching this and was hoping for some channel reviews, I'm trying to give value. If anyone wanted to join and ask questions, then I can do that as well while I'm here. Going to the comments. Sorry about that. I wasn't on that one. Okay. So again, after the live ends, if you have questions about YouTube, I'm focusing more of my video content on different questions that I get asked, so that that information is there and it goes into more detail on each one. So for example, the video I posted this past week, it was all about the different areas of your videos, like what you need to do with your video even before you upload it. So those two things that most people don't talk about are your video file name and then also your thumbnail file name. So those are things that I've done for a while. So I actually showed me an example, but I had to kind of go back into the archives. I think it was a video I did like 2 years ago, where I was able to pull it up and show that the file name for that video did not align with the title of that video. Now it had the content in it, but the importance of that is with your file name is that that information is also optimized by YouTube. So, and that's something a lot of people don't realize. You know, you might have your video file name, you know, dated or titled like today's date. That's not going to provide any additional value or any additional optimization points in the YouTube algorithm. But if you label your video name with your keywords associated with that particular video, like an example would be if I was creating this video and I was then going to upload it, I would not want to name it live stream November 2nd, 2024, right? Because that doesn't have any context or value to anyone who's looking for information on YouTube. Now, what I would want to do when I'm naming this file is to add in keywords. So an example would be channel reviews, YouTube channel reviews. And those are the types of keywords that I would associate with that file name. In fact, that's probably what I would just name it, is like YouTube channel reviews. And then if I was going to do one every week, I would probably add in additional context as to, she likes to get on camera whenever she can, whether it's live or it's pre-recorded. She just likes to be the center of attention. But then each week as I'm creating the live streams, I could add additional context. Like this one, instead of just being YouTube channel reviews, I may say YouTube channel reviews start or first one. And then next week, if I'm focusing on, you know, a particular segment, I notice that there's a certain group of people who might happen to be in a particular niche, then I could label it that. So hopefully that's getting the point across as to how to best label your videos when you're uploading them to YouTube. Thumbnail is the same way. Now, of course, you can change your thumbnail each time. So if you're like, hey, I did that right on my video, I didn't do it correct on my thumbnail, then of course you can create another thumbnail with the correct file name so that it has keywords in it as well, because it's just another area that YouTube is looking at for helping you optimize your video so that it can maximize the number of views that it gets. So everything that you can do from a creator standpoint to take into consideration and just do all of those things that are going to help you get in front of more people faster, which is going to then increase the number of views that you get as well. So hopefully that's been helpful. I'm going to check one more time. I don't think I've had any come through because I haven't seen or heard any notifications on my computer. And if that's the case, that is perfectly fine. Again, I started messy, so that's what it's all about. If you want to make progress, don't overthink it. Don't do too much planning and trying to make it perfect. Just make a commitment to yourself. Make it happen. Do it. Follow through. And it's not only energizing, but you're also like reaffirming to yourself that you're serious about what you're doing. And the more that you're following through with your commitments, it's going to reinforce not just what you're doing, but it's also just going to make you feel better, like internally about what you're doing and who you are. So there aren't any right now. I've been going now for about 15 minutes. So I don't see any questions, but again, if you watch this and you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. As soon as I see them, I'm actually really good about getting back because I get the notifications on my phone. So if you do have questions, leave them in the comments. And as soon as I see it, I will respond. Okay. And again, if you want to have your channel reviewed, complete the form and I will see it next week when I go live to do the reviews. If you're just getting started or you don't have a channel yet, let me know in the comments because I do have something for you that can help you get started on your own that will help you like elevate and get started before the end of the year. So you'll still have something that you can start working with before the end of 2024 and really help you start 2025 on a strong note. Okay. Thank you so much. If you came back and watched this live recording, I appreciate you and I'll see you in the next live. Take care and enjoy your weekend.